Good morning and welcome back. Racing season still upon us, and it is in the driver's seat with the bandito of the Eastern Seaboard, Mr. Corey Renforth. He's here, and what's the ensemble we have on today? You had the hat.
I told you I look like somebody trying to sell you ecstasy on horseback. They got shorts on and stuff. So yeah, I'm like your friendly beach dope dealer on a horse or something.
You basically
West horseback dope dealer.
You look like somebody created you on Grand Theft Auto and jumped on a horseback.
I think the most Puerto Rican Irish guy I could make.
There it is. There it is. It has been a few weeks since we've been here. There's been a lot happening, not so much on your car, but a lot happening in personal life. A lot of wins by the guy next to you as we welcome in Teddy Williams, driver of the 818. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. But Corey, let's just get down to the nitty gritty. What has been happening on the track, and who's been other than this guy to your right, who's been the hot hand?
Well, like I said, no shocker to the folks of watching this that Shane Meadows got a big win last night there at Blanket Hill. I think it's 1,100. Like 1116
yeah.
Or something like that. Yeah. So that's a good win for him. He can make some money on it. That's always good to help you continue on for next week. If you can find tires, you can buy some. That's the hard thing too. But yeah, congratulations to him on that. And like I said, I'm not surprised to see it. But Jimmy Smith was there, and there's a lot of cars there.
A lot of big hitters.
So yeah, I seen some of the distances people were traveling, like looking at their hometowns, like, whoo, okay, that's a 3.5 hour drive for you, bud. So you're not. I don't think you're just showing up just to have fun. Like you're trying to win that $1,100. You're driving 4 hours.
I mean, naturally, when there's a bigger purse, there's going to be a lot more cars, usually, right? And especially now because people almost need that big purse to be able to invest it right back into their cars and their travel time.
Yeah. Yeah, I usually think you got to drive 4 hours towing your trailer. What are you using in gas on that trip? That's like $150 in gas. Yeah, that's not fun.
So, and we've talked about it. We'll address this right off the jump. What we discussed in the early stages of the show this year is there's going to be trouble keeping consistency in how many people show up to the track every week, and it seems like it's come to fruition.
Yeah. I was say I've seen the car counts totals the last few weeks has been like 60, which is kind of wild. When the Dwarfs at one time had like 23
by themselves.
Yeah. So it's like, yep. I think everybody's kind of picking and choosing what races they're going to show up at. Usually those memorial races like you had, and that type of stuff. They'll show up for those because they care about the people that are in them. So they don't really worry about financial aspect for that week. But I mean, it's all over the country, not just here.
Yep.
This is small time racing. That's been a factor all year for everybody. Tracks shutting down left and right, or some of them are just taking the year off. Some are announcing like, "Hey, we're going to try to come back next year. Maybe things are a little better." But who knows how everything goes with that.
So do we get an update now? Should we take time as the Corey Renforth update of where the car is at? Are you coming back? Are you not? I know Teddy's on pins and needles over there.
Oh yeah, he's probably holding his breath the whole time. No, I mean, we'll try to. I'll get that engine out for sometime here. It ain't gonna be real soon. That's for dang sure. Might just get it out in time to maybe run it in one of them non-points races at the end of the year, just to kind of shake it down, use it as a test night or something. But I'm going to that SRX race in a couple weeks, so I'm not really rushing to do that, or I might try to have it done by the end of August or something like that.
So the season ends, what, October, something like that?
Something like last points race is like first weekend in October, I think.
So, I mean, you could still get a couple months in if you really wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah,
I know you had like the shakes, like you were dying to get back into a car. Has time kind of pushed you back? You've had some time to hang out with the kids and stuff like that.
Kids, supposed to take them to the zoo sometime today or something.
Maverick.
Top Gun is still in theater. Calling me. I feel like Moana. Remember that when she's like,
Oh yeah.
Maverick's in the theaters and it calls me.
And you've seen Maverick 4 times.
4 times, yeah. it's
And
not
maybe the 5th tonight.
maybe play my cards right, you know.
Trying to entice your daughter to go see Maverick on her birthday.
Yeah, she already seen it once, but like, so I was like, "You want to go see Maverick?" Yeah, she's like, "I don't know." I was like, "Minions is sold out, so we might as well." She's like,
Daddy, I want a pony. No, you want to go see Maverick. We need to support Tom Cruise and Scientology.
I don't know about Scientology, but Tom Cruise, he's all right by me.
We got a guy next to you who's really been successful for a long time, but especially this year. What, 3 out of 4 races or something like that? 3 out of 5 races.
Yeah.
You've ended up taking the checkered flag. Teddy Williams, you've been here before. Welcome back. It's as always, it's an honor to have you. The first question I have for you, I know you raced Chris's car whenever I was there. Ended up winning the damn thing, right?
Yeah, I think you 2 1 night there, right?
Yeah.
No, I only won one.
You didn't win the second one, or you got like 3rd or something.
Yeah.
No, but yes, it was close to it.
So shout out to Chris
Super.
because it was the first time it was not only one, but it was on 4 wheels, right? Ended the race on 4 wheels. So shout out to Chris on that. But your success, man, you've just been very, very humble in all the success you've had and all the checkers you've been able to get. What do you attribute to that success that you've had on the racetrack?
It's hard to say. I mean, a lot of people say it, races are won in the garage, but I mean, just hard work, watching the track, seeing what it's going to do, and making the right changes.
And you do a lot of that yourself. I mean, you're a hands-on guy. And when you're at the racetrack, and as I've seen, there's a lot of people that will help. A lot of people that'll help you out from that standpoint. I got to have this fidget thing. Keeps me calm and collected. And so from your standpoint, like the people that are around you, and I when we came over, you were at the camper, you know, and that's really what it was. Well, it was awesome. But you guys were, I mean, you're so low key, you know, you never get too high, too low. You know, what do you attribute to that? I mean, is that something you've always been in competitive sports? Because I'm usually like gunning and ready to go. Like if I was on a racetrack the same way I do everything else competitively, I'd be sitting there in the car at 3 o'clock, just revving the engine and ready to go. Like, how do you stay so calm and cool?
It's really, how do I want to put it? I just hide it, really.
Okay.
Like on the inside, I'm like, oh man, let's go. I got to get going. But on the outside, it's like, all right, you got to stay cool. You can't make a fool out of yourself, you know? And it really hits like right before you get in the car. It's like, I always call it the nervous piece.
Yeah.
Because it's like you always have to go to the bathroom, but you really don't, you know? And
that spike of adrenaline.
Right.
Yep.
And then as soon as you get in the car, it's like it all goes away and it's just focus.
Is it, I mean, in sales and, you know, when you're hitting, you go on a hitting streak in baseball, for you to go on that little streak, I mean, that had to feel good. You had the hot hand going. Talk about the extra confidence that you had for those races.
Yeah, I definitely had more confidence. But I also felt like I was obligated to do good.
Yep.
Like I didn't want to mess up. And then people would be like, oh, well, I thought he was going to win. Well, so then to me, I was like, man, I really want to make sure I play my cards right. I don't want to tear my stuff up on the first lap, and ended up actually doing it on the second lap. And the second time I ran Chris's car.
So from the memorial race, let's talk about that real quick. I don't think we've had a chance to discuss that at all. I mean, that was a very special win for you. Talk about why it was so special.
Well, actually, it was my dad that won that. It was real special, especially because, I mean, almost everybody at the track knew my grandpa. Like Jim told us the one time, there wasn't a weekend he wouldn't call him over just to say hi, or, you know, if you need anything, he was always there. He'd help you. And I mean, everything I do most of my own motor work. Like the first time Chris flipped it, it broke the bottom case of the motor. I tore the whole motor apart and put it back together by myself.
Wow.
But he taught me all that stuff. I mean, if it wasn't for him, I'd have to be paying somebody to do it because I wouldn't have the first clue. There's a million parts in those things.
And how old were you whenever you were sharing that time with Grandpa?
I was probably about 16, 17 when he first started showing me all that stuff.
That's very cool. Very
Doesn't
cool.
that seem like very grandpa age when you hang out with your grandpa, like 16, 17.
Well, I think that's the
I
age
know
when you
my
start
grandpa,
realizing that not everybody's going to be around forever. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
when you're 10 years old, everybody's around forever. And there's those times,
Oh, yeah, nobody knows. Yeah.
from 4 years old to 12 or so, like you're so self-absorbed in what you're doing. And then I think you start turning that page, and that's an awesome story because, for the father-son connection that comes a little bit later when dad, you start going, oh, that was right about this. That's 22, 25 years old. But grandpa comes a little sooner, and you start realizing, they're getting up there and you start appreciating what they did and start asking questions about your dad or your parents and stuff like that. So that's a very cool story.
Yeah, because usually grandpa's like, here, have this beer. Like, well, I'm not allowed. He's like, look at here. I'm older than him. They can shut up.
Take a snapshot into the Renforth world right there.
They can shut up. Just have this beer and sit there and relax. Like, calm yourself. Like,
grandpa gets the free pass card on everything, right?
Yeah, what are they going to do? Like, you can't do that. My grandpa, like, you can get out of my house. That's what you can do.
Son, I used to bend you over my knee.
Yeah, like, I know you're not talking to me like that in my home. Like, there's a door.
So legacy. I mean, you're a legacy driver. We talked about that last year. What does it mean for you? I mean, you think about, and you're how old?
27.
So you're 27. I mean, you start thinking about, you're at that age where you start thinking about your life and what is it going to mean to you one day to pass all this on to your son or your daughter and say, hey, this was my grandpa. This is your great grandpa. This is, your dad's out there winning races and you're winning races, to be able to pass this awesome sport and passion on to the next generation. What do you think that'll mean for you?
I think it'll mean a lot. When I first got my car, I was always looking up to him because, I mean, he had multiple season championships.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was always winning, and I was like, well, hopefully one day I can do that. And after a few years and him teaching me and all that, I was ended up being able to do it.
Yeah.
So hopefully I can do the same.
That'd be awesome. Corey, I mean, you got kids of your own. I mean, is this something you're going to pass on?
They are not interested in racing whatsoever. Those two, like,
they don't want to show you up.
Yeah. They are not. They are not. They don't have the minds. They don't. Trust me. We can't play board games together. I'm not allowed to go to their games if they have stuff because their dad's not fun. Because they're like play softball and they suck. And everybody,
that's not nice.
Well, they do. They've never done it before. But then everybody else's parents like, you got this. I'm like, you ain't got this. You need to work on this. Like, and then they're like, well, you're mean. I'm like, I'm not mean. I'm just a realist here. Like, some people take the truth as like
gospel.
Being mean.
Yeah.
Like, all right. No, you suck. But you can get past sucking. You can get to where you don't suck. But you're going to have to go through that period. Everybody goes through that period.
Yeah. All right, let's go.
But nowadays, kids don't understand that.
No, everything has to be softened up a little bit, I think, for everybody.
It's that single mother life we all live.
Oh, boy.
My mom was different. My mom called me a right hook one time. Not many people have knocked me down with a punch in this world. Like, less than I count on. I don't need all my fingers to count that. But my mom is one of them.
Notice he didn't say how many fingers he had on his hand. We still got all five. We're
my
good.
Mom is one. Yeah, she got me a nice right hook when I was a little kid.
We're getting a nice look into the Renforth life right now.
I did hit my brother with a hatchet. So.
You hit your brother with a hatchet?
Yeah, it's a different story. It's a different life.
I'm gonna ask the first question. And he did that first?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you went for the hatchet.
Yeah, it just kind of was there. My hands hit the ground. I didn't go down. Like my hands hit the ground. Like, oh, it's like not a hatchet. It's like one of them hammers that has like a hatchet thing on the end to like remove nails and stuff. My grandpa had a carpenter, so I came up and I swung that thing and got it.
What just happened?
Then I heard my mom yell, and I was like, "I'm out!" But as I was jumping past her, as I was running past her, she kind of got me to knock me down. Scrambled into the cornfield there, hid in there for a little while till the sun went down. I was children in the corn for a few hours.
Does anybody just wonder? Like, I'm a visual person. As you're telling me that story, I'm seeing you get hit with a hammer, your mom with a right cross, and then you scramble into a cornfield like the dude from Lord of the Rings.
Like, it was like let's grab just get in the cornfield.
The hatchet. Yeah. The hatchet.
Just hide here for a while until the sun goes down.
Wow. Corey Renforth hiding in A cornfield. All right. We are. I don't know.
Rolling.
We are off the rails. We are off the rails.
Derailed the whole thing. I went back to Teddy's racing. Hey, I was racing in that cornfield, bud. You think I wasn't hauling to get in there? I was full throttle with a bottle.
There's absolutely no rust on this show after 4 weeks or whatever. We're talking about cornfields and you getting hit with a hammer. Poor Teddy's over there like, what did I just walk into? You thought it was bad the first time around. This takes the cake. This takes the cake.
They were sharing stories.
Go ahead. Take over.
I'm supposed to recover?
Yeah.
I just killed Goose here, man. What are we talking about? You're the professional. I'm a slappy. You're the guy.
Oh, my God.
Pull us out of this flat spin, man. Come on.
I can't. Teddy. When
yeah, let's rely on Teddy. He just shows up here. Like, Teddy, help us out.
I'm not the guy with the hatchet story running into the cornfield.
Well,
You're the one who brought it up.
Yeah, man.
yeah,
It started off with a right cross and then it went real south, like way south.
Nah, that's just part of the whole deal. You ask, you're like, I gotta ask, right? Did he not say that? So then,
all right, let's try. We're halfway home. Let's see if we get this
Teddy
back.
was driving a race car at some point.
Teddy, have you ever hit anybody in the head with a hatchet?
That I have
didn't
not.
hit him in the head. I didn't hit him in the head.
This is.
Hey, that was like the whole premise behind Fast and Furious.
I
You
quit.
like beat somebody with a wrench in the back.
I quit. I'm done. Teddy, Teddy, when it comes down to it, this is a year unlike any other. I mean, naturally from and we saw COVID year, right? I think this year's hitting a little harder than COVID year with drivers and their wallets and their pockets and overall, let's just face it, there's some frustration and it's spilling over from a lot of different reasons. For you to come back each and every week, I mean, that takes a lot of dedication, a lot of heart, and a lot of resources. Why is it so important to you?
Let's put it this way. My dad started racing there in 99 and gone through 3-4 different owners, and we've always come back.
Yeah.
So it's nice. It's close.
Yep.
The next closest track's an hour and a half farther. So
Which one's that?
I believe it's Hilltop is going to
Okay.
be the next closest, at least for me.
Gotcha.
But like I went down there Friday. I was going to run down there Friday. Drove all that way, paid to get in. 10 minutes later, downpoured rain and canceled.
Oh.
So I left work a little early to go. Got all the way down there just to drive right back. I left work at like 3 o'clock and got home at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
All for
No.
10 minutes to be able to talk to a couple guys in the pits. But luckily they gave money back, but still didn't help with the $80 of fuel I used to get there and back.
So when you, like you just said, you go into the pits. I mean, we had the pit experience when we went. So what is it about that experience? I mean, even not having a car there, to be able to be back there and talk to the drivers, are you picking their brain? Or are you just kind of watching the way they handle themselves? Why is it so important to be in the pits?
Like if I would go for the first time, I'd always go in the pits.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a different experience being able to walk through the pits up close, look at people's cars, see all the different kinds of cars, and most of them are real friendly.
Are you taking like mental notes, like as you're checking out their cars and stuff like that? Like this is something I could use for mine, or is it just like, hey, this is really cool. This guy, I never thought about having something set up like this. Are there different setups? I guess I don't know.
Yeah, there's always a bunch of different setups. I mean, a lot of times, some people look into that, some people don't.
Yeah.
What are you looking at me
Yeah.
You're just making sure you don't have a hatchet right now. I'm pretty sure.
But yeah, I mean, the one cool thing is like you walk through, you can see how people have their trailer set up, how everything's laid out. That's pretty cool. Gives you different ideas on how you could do yours to make it more easier to get to stuff and know where stuff is. If you get in a wreck and you have to replace the whole front of your car.
Yeah.
You could see how other people have their stuff laid out and it would work a lot better.
Says wild. Like I'm thinking in my head, it's you guys are just like inspecting the cars, but you're looking at the trailer. You're looking at how they have their trailer set up, which is really, that was the first thing that I noticed is the trailer game, so to speak, is kind of a you know what measuring contest whenever they roll in, right? So you see like people roll in with regular trailers. Some guy brought it on literally like the trailer that you'd have on a car lot, right? It just rolls it. And some people bring in these unbelievable massive things that you think that carnival's coming to town. It is a measuring contest, if I do say so myself, from an outsider's perspective. Right. So are you like looking at, you know, comparable trailers? Like, are you looking at ones that are like yours? Or are you looking at ones that you're like, oh my God, like if I had this much money, I'd do that for sure.
Yeah. Like when we went to Muskingum last weekend. Yeah. If I had that much money, one of those late model double stacker trailers, like probably $600,000-$700,000 hauler.
Who did we see that was right next to our car? It was like right behind our car, your truck.
Oh,
Biscuits.
Yeah, they have it.
That was
they used
wild.
to go drag
their
racing.
Camper and they have a double stacker.
That was, I mean, that looked like if the hull or the nuclear holocaust took place, like they're safe, they're good to go.
Coon's getting in on the great trailer shootout. He's got the hauler.
Yeah, I told him he needs to get a trailer to match the height.
Yeah, now he's gonna get he's getting it one piece at a time.
But the thing I loved most about our experience was after the races were over, everybody gets together and chucking it up and talking shop. And I had a moment to just watch you and watch all of you guys really just stay in the background on the wall and just kind of watch everything take place. The camaraderie was awesome. And I mean, and whenever they came out, they were asking for autographs. It was, we talked about that a couple of weeks ago, but I mean, just that to me makes it all worthwhile for what you guys do. And you're not looking for, you know, credit or anything like that. And let's face it, you're doing this to fill a need in your soul, right? Because otherwise the amount of time and resources and money that you put into it, you're probably like getting these questions like, why are you doing that? Same way my wife asked me why I play softball and dump thousands of dollars into it and custom shoes and stuff like that. There's no answer. It's just, it's in you. It's in your DNA. After the race, how good is that for you?
I like it.
Yeah.
The one thing I really like is it don't matter if you crash out or whatever. Say me and Corey, we get in a wreck, we both go flipping down the backstretch. We're going to be friends and hanging out after the race anyways.
No hatchets.
I'm gonna need that beer. Yeah. Like I'm still spent.
What beer? You guys don't drink.
I drink water too.
See, there you go.
But yeah, I mean, there's been multiple times we've got in wrecks with other people and we just all hang out and have talk and have fun after the race.
You got something in common. And
Right.
that's the coolest thing is you guys having conversations and sharing GoPros and all that stuff. And it was an incredible thing for me. I loved it. I really did love being back there. And really hanging out with Corey was cool because I mean, he's like the peacemaker for everybody. He just walks into people's trailers and starts giving the old, yep, don't know what I'm looking for, but I'm looking.
Like I'm coming to you because everybody else seems to be coming to you. I'm like, unless you want to know what a good hot dog is, I don't know.
The old meat missile.
Yeah, I don't know about. I think well, everybody else is misinformed too, but like it was something about. I forget what it was even about. I was like, again, I can't.
But every picture had you and you were inspecting.
It looks like you photoshopped me in that same. What the hell am I looking at? Oh yeah.
There it is. Yeah, I do that too.
2 turns to the right there. Now I fix it. Yeah, like I had the same like pose. I was like, I held the same pose for like 6 hours. It's funny because these pictures are taken over like 7-hour period.
Well, you made me delete the one picture because
that's good. I looked like I weighed about 472 pounds. Like I am not like slim by any means. I'm like 228, but this one it was above and beyond. It was like the gut upshot. It was. I was like, you're deleting that. Like you're gonna do some Photoshop and get me out of there. Like,
he never missed an ice cream season in that picture. There's no doubt about it.
Like I don't know how the camera did not add 10 pounds an hour. It had like
I had the
1,000.
I had the fisheye angle, and he was standing right next to me, so it kind of stretched him out a little bit.
It was not. I was like, look, I'm pretty unflattering as it is, but that
I'd have at least kept the picture.
That one.
Oh, he looked over my shoulder and was like, "You're deleting this picture right now."
Yeah, I had that hatchet.
I'm glad that I had no idea about the hatchet, but now I do, and that picture, if it still survived, will be gone, evaporated.
I mean, we do after the races all over. We all, we're in that group with the mixes. You can't, if you're not going to have a good time, you might as well just leave because we're here to have a good time.
Senior man, he's a completely different cat. Whenever it's
he's the
race is
ringleader.
over.
Though.
He
That's
is.
when he takes over. He's like, I'm the man here.
He's the candy man. He's just handing out that sweet nectar.
That green candy.
It's unbelievable.
John Deere branded candy.
He's like, I mean, he came to us about 30 times. I'm like, no, I still got some candy here. He's like, no, yeah, take another one. Take another one. There's 5 of them. Let's go.
The best is when Corey jumps on the back of Timmy's little
Oh my gosh.
little bike there.
Yeah, I always give a nice thrust forward when I get on there. I don't want to be there, so I'm gonna make it uncomfortable for you.
Picture Dumb and Dumber, and that's about all you need to know.
That's
Little Tractor Supply mini bike.
That thing moves. It surprises me. I'm always like, I'm gonna fall off this thing.
And he purposefully tries to find holes.
Yeah, he does. I'm like, Timmy, this ain't comfortable on the old Sacagawea here, man. Like, it's not good here. Like,
Sacagawea.
this is not good.
That's the first time I've ever heard him called a Sacagawea.
I was trying to keep it good for you.
I appreciate
We've
it.
had talks about my mouth cleaning me up.
So this season, I mean, obviously with all the stuff, Teddy, that's been going on, the drivers' inconsistencies, what do you personally look to get out of it? Obviously you're in it to win it. You want a championship, but what are you looking to get out of it?
I'm just open to have like the best season I've ever had. See how many wings I can actually get. Like when I won in my dad's car, Chris's car. Well, my dad's car let him keep the sticker. But Chris, I didn't let him put that sticker on there. He has to earn a sticker for that car. But I'm putting all of them on my car because I want to be able to hang that panel up after the season. Say, I might not have won all of them in this car, but I've won this many races in the season.
So you take that is that like what you usually do? Is you take that? Oh, okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
I usually take it off and hang it on the wall.
I don't know who makes your Bob. Bob
I do.
can make a new. Okay, so Bob can make
Usually.
me a new body panel. We cut it out. I can replace one if I want.
Gotcha. Okay.
Take that out.
Because I said Steve keeps all his stickers on, right? That he wins.
You'll have Ryan over there counting all your stickers.
Yep.
He's gonna catch you.
That was a cool moment. I'm not gonna lie. That was one of my favorite moments.
Yeah. So you get enough of them there. Keep piling them up.
What-
One and two a night.
If you get one, are you just gonna retire?
I'm already semi-retired. I've got second place like 4 times. Like, sure, yeah. Sure. I'll just hand the car over to somebody that's like,
Can we just hang the panel right there on top of the door?
got one win sticker.
One win sticker,
Bam, there it is. Man.
paint it gold.
Put it in one of them picture things. There.
We're at the end of the show.
Hey, we made it through.
Your peel out. What's your burnout here?
I'm burnt out. I'm burnt out, dude. I've never done drugs in my life.
Oh my gosh. Well, first off, the shirt is awesome. Can you give the people at home a look at the shorts?
The shorts. You want to get the whole get up? Look at this.
Like the
Look at these
mullet.
legs. Dude. It's almost whiter than like I'm looking at the screen, so my legs are almost whiter.
We can white balance off your legs is what
Yeah.
we can do. And I like the ankle socks.
My Amazon shoes. Oh, everybody got the bald spot good there. I was like right in there.
Yeah. What are those shoes, by the way?
I don't know what brand they are. They're like Amazon Prime shoes, man. They don't even have something out of China.
They stink.
I know they
I'll tell
reek.
you that.
Whew.
Whatever. You got
Opened it up.
You got
Teddy, thank you so much for all you do for the racing community. This has been a absolute shite show.
What are you talking about? This is the one people love.
I'm sure they do. They looking at you like the shirt that it looks like the bandana Undertaker has.
I don't know what these are. I have to ask the people.
It's the bandana thing, dude.
I have to ask the people Wrangler. Like, what is that design?
Pearl
Looks like-
snaps, baby.
Looks like the inside of a line.
I don't think they were meant to be worn with black shorts. The person that had said, that's a beautiful shirt. If only someone would wear black shorts and a mullet with this, it would complete the ensemble.
Hey, look here.
The beard looks good, though.
does. All right, sweet.
Beard's looking real good. I saw you took a selfie on Facebook the other day.
Yeah, I didn't look like I weighed 600 pounds.
We can fix
All
that.
right, cool, dude. This is awesome. Hey, I don't look like I weigh 600 pounds. I hit the buffet. Hey, that was my first idea. I don't look fat. Hey, Dutch House buffet. Let's go. Let's fix this.
Do you have a burnout? No burnout this week.
No,
All right.
Dude, we've already burnt everything.
Every bridge is gone right now. So
Yeah.
appreciate it. Teddy, appreciate you. Thanks for stopping down. I'm a fan. I love it. Keep going. Win it, man. Take it all. And we're all rooting for you.
I
So
said it once. I said, good day to be Williams. I said, that was the day your dad won the race and you won. I was like, it was a good night to be Williams. But yeah. So
Yeah, we
hopefully
did
you
it
have-
twice this year.
Hopefully you have more of those nights, man. We'll be pulling for you. We'll pull for everybody. That's the problem. You get so many people on this show. I'm just kind of rooting for the whole field at this point. It's like
you are the sweetest chef.
yeah.
Herpy derpy
Y'all
der.
win. And in the end, I just hope y'all just drive the cars back in.
I hope both teams had fun. That's who you are.
Yeah,
I hope both
I'm
teams
turning
had
that
fun.
guy. We're gonna have to limit the guests because I gotta have people root against. Like, no offense to you, I just can't root for everybody. I gotta have somebody I want to see lose.
Next week, we're good.
Yeah.
All right. Next week, we'll be here 10:30 right here on YSN. Teddy Williams, the
I'll
Bandito.
come after the SRX race and we'll talk about how that goes now. I'd like to. I'll try to pay attention to how they produce that stuff. Like,
Oh, I can't wait to see you
that's
try to
gonna
pay
be
attention.
ABC's cameras and stuff like out of Sharon. Like, all right, I've never seen anything that's been like nationally broadcast out there. I don't think. So I went to like the NASCAR nights they used to have, but they didn't broadcast those. So it's gonna be different.
It's going to be interesting.
See how it works
Step
out.
number one is get broadcast at you know where. So we'll see. So the world knows about your championships. That's going to do it for our show today. Tune in next Sunday, 10:30 right here on YSN. For now, DJ, Corey, Teddy, peace.